Hello everyone, my name is Sam, and I'm kind of going to go over how to create a dome here in SketchUp. And once you've created somewhat of a simple scene, as you see here with a little house over here, and then a building here perhaps with the sides kind of deleted off, I was creating an interior of the dome. You want to start off making a dome. You don't necessarily have to, but I'm going to do it for the purpose of showing you guys how to do so. And once you've gotten used to all these tools over here in the palette, the rectangle, the circle is going to be one of the obvious tools that we're going to need to create a dome. And just to note, everything in SketchUp is pretty simple to create considering, logic. You're going to be using an arch or an arc to create the top part of the dome. And we have a tool over here that's specifically for that, the arc. And we'll delete some things here and there, but to start off, we need a circle. So we want to place a circle in the center of this building at the top, and we do that by selecting it, and we'll try to get somewhere close to the center, and we'll pull out, however far you want, more or less. You want to be in relative size to the building itself. And we'll middle mouse button click and hold to move around to look at our perspective. As you can see, we have some shadows, helps give a better perspective and a light source to the scene itself. Next, we want to try to create a line. Now, this line we may even be able to go without, but we'll try to find a spot on our circle to start from. We'll click, left click, we'll go to the other end of the circle halfway and hit click once you've hovered over the endpoint over here. And now we have a line. The next thing we want to do is we want to create another line coming directly up from the center point here. And you can see the blue line here, the blue dotted line. Now what that is showing you where the axis is. If you pull off to the side at a certain angle, you can get the red line, then that's the red axis. And I think there's a green axis over here too somewhere. But we want to utilize this here blue axis. So to do that, we're going to grab the pencil and we're going to put another line. From here, we'll left mouse button click the center spot, and as long as we got the blue, then we know we're going straight up. We'll click again, and we'll go back down and we'll click it again because we kind of want to end this line. And now we have a line. The next thing we want to do is we want to grab our arc, and we want to grab that same spot that we had earlier, click it, left mouse button click, we'll go over here, click the other end, and make sure you're on the right one because it'll kind of be confusing for the when it calculates if you don't do it the right way. We won't go all the way up, we'll go maybe halfway and at the midpoint, and make sure, and you can actually navigate around and look through the perspective view using the middle mouse button, staying within the arc tool actually. We'll zoom in a little bit, kind of bring myself back around, holding shift and middle mouse button clicking so we can move, and we'll bring it up to about halfway. We'll go to the midpoint and click it. Now we have a half circle. Well, that's kind of what we want, but we want to kind of delete the rest of these that we don't need. This is kind of excess. So we'll go into our, you can either go into your eraser or your selection tool, and we'll select it and we'll delete it. Hit the delete button. And we can actually delete this one over here because we don't really need it. We'll delete that one. And we can actually delete this too because we don't need those anymore. We'll delete that. Oops, we don't want to delete that one. Hold on one second. We'll go Command Z. We'll click this one, delete that. And now we'll delete this because we don't need that anymore. And we can go around the scene to make sure that we have just this quarter portion of the circle, or if you want to call it a circle, it's really more or less a dome, part of a dome. Next, we want to take our tool over here. Now, you may want to go through some tutorials to figure out how to use this follow me tool, but it is relatively simple. Most situations you follow the actual line or the points where there are points. For instance, they're here, here, and you'll follow it all the way around back to the beginning once you've clicked on it. So we'll try that. If you have any issues, then just keep retrying because it does work pretty accurately. So we'll click on this and we'll go around following all of our points till we get to the beginning. And you'll hit your left mouse button click And there you have it. We now have a dome, very simply. Now in some tutorials you'll see that the bottom piece isn't there. It's probably because they use a different method, because there are a couple more methods to actually create a dome, but this is one of them. And I hope that you found this tutorial useful, and thanks so much. Again, this is Sam. Talk to you guys later.